Hello, my name is Victoria Tawo, Operations Specialist with OPM's Office of the Combined Federal Campaign. For this part of the training, we will go over completing steps 1 to 3 of the CFC application. For step 1, you are required to provide contact information for your organization. The point of contact should be the individual that can speak to all matters pertaining to the organization's involvement with the CFC. This person may not necessarily be the individual completing the CFC application. You must provide the point of contact's name, title, and email address. Notifications regarding the application and the CFC program will only be communicated via email. It is important that the email address is to an account that is checked frequently. Oftentimes, notifications include a deadline for an action that needs to be taken by the organization. These actions may include, but are not limited to, submitting an appeal in response to a denied application, completing listing information, payments of the listing fee, and responding to requests for charities to participate at agency events. Applicants are not restricted on the number of email addresses that it can provide on the application. Providing multiple email addresses is strongly encouraged. Also, it is recommended that you whitelist cfc@opm.gov or other email addresses provided by OPM to prevent CFC notifications from getting delivered to your junk folder. Notifications are considered delivered to the charity on the day that OPM sends the email. Next, please include the point of contact's mailing address, which may be a P.O. box. The organization's website, homepage, and fax number are both optional. When including websites, applicants should be careful to not include pages that make additional appeals for donations. These pages will not be included on the charity lists. Once you have completed step 1, please click Save and go to the next step. The next step of the application is step 2, which allows the charity to select its organization type and affiliation. Based on the information that you enter on this step, the system will determine the application type that you will complete for the CFC. For CFC purposes, the organization type is local, national, international, or international. Local organizations are those that have a substantial local presence in and provide services in the local campaign zone to which they apply. The services must be provided during the calendar year immediately preceding the start of the campaign's application year. Applications from local organizations are submitted for participation in a single campaign zone. National international organizations provide services in 15 different U.S. states and/or one foreign country over the 3-year period immediately preceding the start of the campaign's application year. Applications from national international organizations are submitted for listing nationally. International organizations are defined in regulation as charitable organizations that provide services either exclusively or in a substantial preponderance to persons in areas outside of the United States. These organizations must provide evidence of services in at least one foreign country over the 3-year period immediately preceding the start of the campaign's application year. Applications for international organizations are submitted for listing internationally. You must also indicate your organization's CFC affiliation, which is the federation to which the organization is a member, or if it is an independent organization. Federations are a group of voluntary, charitable, human health and welfare organizations created to supply common fundraising, administrative, and management services to its constituent members. If you are a member of such an organization, you must provide the Federation's CFC code. Independent organizations, referred to as unaffiliated organizations, are those that are not members of federations. Instead, These organizations must submit applications on their own behalf and are not listed under the heading of a federation. If you select Federation, but are not submitted an application from at least 15 member organizations that individually meet CFC eligibility criteria, then your organization does not meet the requirements of a CFC federation. You should consider submitting an application as an independent or member organization. Finally, there are some applicants to the CFC that are non-appropriated fund instrumentalities providing morale, welfare, and recreation or MWR services to members of the armed forces and their families. These entities are called Family Supports and Youth Activities, or FSYAs, within the United States, and Family Supports and Youth Programs, or FSYPs, overseas. They are not recognized by the IRS under Section 501c3. They are official organizations that are given approval to operate by the Department of Defense. If your organization is recognized as a 501c3 organization by the Internal Revenue Service, you should submit an independence and member organization application for a charity that is not an FSYA, FSYP, MWR. Please note that each of these organization types have slightly different application requirements. As such, your selection would change how the remaining parts of the application will appear and what is required. Once you have completed step 2, please click Save and go to the next step. Step 3 of the application is the first of many certification statements that are required by the CFC. For this certification, your organization must certify that it provides human health and welfare services. Generally speaking, all 501c3 organizations that provide services with real, measurable benefits are said to provide human health and welfare services for CFC purposes. Even organizations that do not appear to provide services directly to people, such as animal welfare and environmental organizations, also provide human health and welfare services. The agreement to this certification statement is required. Please review the statement, check the box stating yes to indicate the certification statement is accurate, and click Save and go to the next step.